Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 6th day of April 2023. I hope your week is going well. I hope your family is safe and healthy, and the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who, along with the first responders, are here every day saving lives. Blessings upon those also that pick up garbage for us, to keep streets and sidewalks and parks, places clean and disease-free and garbage-free, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover. The teenagers and the children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims of prostitution and child prostitution. The victims of pornography and child pornography. Human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on those who profit from these things. And finally, double curses on those who are the perverts that create this industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America. Millions around the world, similar worse conditions and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. So, the New York Knicks went into Indiana last night, and no Julius Randle, no R.J. Barrett, no Jalen Brunson, but there was MitchRob. And Indiana tried to come at us with no Miles Turner and no Tyrese Halliburton. Now, that Tyrese Halliburton, all-star, definitely, really good player. But they replaced him with a guy that not only is a Knick killer from a long time, but he's also every player has one. This is Deuce McBride's kryptonite, and that is T.J. McConnell. And so the New York Knicks played Indiana last night. Mitchell Robinson totally took over the basketball game in the beginning. He just set the tone for the game. The defense overall was lacking, and part of that is because Indiana is a running team. They like to run, and so they're a fast break team. They don't play a lot of defense. And the Knicks got caught up in that a little bit. That's why the score was 138-129. But Indiana had eight players in double figures. They had a total of 33 assists, but only 37 rebounds. And this is where Mitchell Robinson comes in. Mitchell Robinson had 16 rebounds, 7 on the offensive end, 7 blocks. There were 52 rebounds to 52-37 for the Knicks. And then of course, this is the thing that we've been saying. A lot of us have been saying, with Obi and when the lineup is Obi and Grimes, and then you can add Deuce, but you really have IQ now. Deuce had a bad game yesterday. Period. End of story. But he only played 13 minutes. But with IQ, Obi, and Grimes, the ball moves better. It's just as simple as that. The ball moves better. Now, it's not to say, for example, Jalen Brunson doesn't move the ball as much, but it's to say it's a different offense. And that's what Tibbs runs, a different offense when Brunson is in the game with Julius Randle as opposed to without them. Again, with those two in the game, because of their very strong games in terms of one-on-one basketball, the offense is set up to create mismatches so that they can attack. So you want to create a mismatch for Julius with a smaller guy, a weaker guy, or even a taller guy that's not as agile. And you want to create mismatches for Jalen Brunson where he can get in the lane and use that elite footwork that he uses to score, right? Or set up for some other people. But without them in the game, it's a more free-flowing game with everybody getting involved. And of course, you had a situation last night with 3 Knicks scored over 30 points. You had Obi, you had Quick, and you had Grimes, each scoring over 30 points. And I'm here to tell you, while that won't happen every night, obviously, you will get high level of assists, high level of production if those guys are all starting. You would. And I don't want to hear, this is a nothing game. Everybody's playing for something now. And we're going to talk about that. New Orleans is playing for something. We got to play them tomorrow night. But Indiana was trying to win that game. There's no doubt. To say they don't try to win the game would mean to replace all of their stars with G League players. That's not what happened. Okay? They were trying to win the ball game. But the Knicks were too much for them. They just was too much. Obi Toppin, like I said, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about we were talking about it from 2 years ago, the Obi Toppin dilemma. Obi Toppin is a starting level 4. He cannot start for the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are starting Julius Randle. And as I said yesterday's video, the real is, no matter what I want, no matter what you want, Julius Randle is going to be with the Knicks and he's going to continue to start. Period. End of story. So that means Obi's going to have to get another team, another uniform. And we're going to watch him do this on another team. And we're going to say, man, if only we'd have kept Obi. Hey, once it's done, it's done. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, won't help. Right now, this kid is playing and is good because of the fact that in the playoffs, you're going to want an Obi Toppin ready to do this when he needs to, and he will be. So he'll go back to 12 minutes a game, 15 minutes a game when Julius comes back, but he'll be that in the playoffs. I heard people talking about he'll be out of the rotation. That's some BS. Obi's going to be in the rotation for the playoffs. You're not sitting the talent like that, okay? And so you're going to have Hart. You're going to have Hartenstein, you're going to have Obi, and you're going to have Quick. It's going to still be a 9-man rotation. People be seeing 8, but Tibbs don't change the 8 just to get the number 8. He actually likes the number 9. Okay, it works very well. So when Randle, when RJ, when Brunson comes back, they're going to play their heavy minutes, 35 minutes a game. And then you're going to have the bench come in because the bench is a weapon. This is more than just giving the starters a blow. This is a weapon. You weaponize the bench. They can help you get a lead or increase a lead, okay? Because that's how tight our bench is. So just to show last night, Obi 32 points, 11 of 18. Talk about being efficient. 11 of 18, 5 of 3 from the three-point line, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds. And people are tripping because he's not like a double-digit rebounder. Not every power forward does that. Obi brings a speed to the game that most power forwards do not have, period. He brings a speed not only in the full court game, as you saw last night, where he's beating everybody down the floor. He just has another gear on his legs. I call them jets, not legs. That's what he got. And he beats people down the floor. To get you, like last night, 3, 4, 5 easy baskets because of his speed. That's where you're getting Obi Toppin's strength in one area. And then, of course, offensively on the half court, he dribble handoffs or he fakes it, and the defense got to stay tight because, again, that quickness and speed, he could get to the rack, okay? And I believe we ain't even seen all of it yet. He can get to the rack, probably flush it on people. So this is Obi Toppin, and he's greatly improved on defense, okay? His length and his height come in handy on defense. He's a mismatch nightmare. Matchup nightmare because of his 6'9" speed. You got to have somebody on him that's at least as long as him. Otherwise, he's going to set you up to get lobbed over and dunked on. And you got to have somebody as athletic to keep up with him. So there's a lot of facets to Obi's game that, it's just tremendous. Just the situation is we got a power forward. Julius Randle, strong as a brick doo-doo house. He usually plays, he was almost 82 games this year. But still, 70-something games. He's going to beat most of the games. He's going to give you 35 minutes a game. He's available. He's a bit of a drama queen. We know he got mental issues, but you got to deal with that. It's what it is, okay? So I just don't want to lose Toppin and quickly. Somebody said, well, how do we do that? Is Toppin complaining? That's not the point. Look at the writing on the wall. Toppin is 25 years old. This is his 3rd season. It's time for an extension, and he could be starting somewhere. Look at the writing on the wall. He's not going to say anything because he's not no drama queen. Okay? He's not going to do that. Same with Quickly. Okay? Quickly's in his 3rd season. He's a starting level point guard. He has dropped 40 on people. So he could play. It's no question he could start for a number of teams. So the question is, how do we keep them? We just signed Jalen Brunson. He's the starter. He's the captain type. Not officially the captain, but he's the leader of the team. Okay? He's the guy that's the leader. So what you going to do with Quickly? You got to hope he doesn't mind playing in your second unit and starting occasionally, because Brunson's going to need somebody to start occasionally, because the style of play that he plays, he's not going to play 82 games. Okay, he's just not. And he's not an athletic dude, but the bumping, the slamming on the floor, the offensive charges he takes, he gets beat up every game. He's not going to play 82 games. So you're going to need a guy to come in behind him and start, and a guy like Quickly who starter level. So my fear is to lose both of them. Okay, I think there's a very high probability Toppin gets traded. He gets traded for draft capital, or he gets traded as part of a bigger package for a superstar. But I don't want to lose both Quickly and Toppin, two guys that we drafted in the same draft in 2020 in the first round and developed. Okay, that would be a waste unless we get some, like I said, some serious draft capital for Toppin. Okay, so, and believe me, when a game like this, you best believe 2019 saw Obi Toppin last night. And they know what he could do. Not everybody's a hater like some Knicks fans. People know what this guy can do. So, what Tadon can get for him is what we're going to see this summer. Okay? Then Quickly, I got to hope, they got to throw a bag at him. They got to. I don't know what the maximum they could throw at him is, or do they have to wait till the following summer to throw that max bag at him as a restricted free agent? Maybe they do. But you can't lose both of these guys. You got to keep one of them. Okay. Then there's Grimes, who ain't going nowhere. Grimes is only in his second season. He's got 2 more years on his rookie deal, and he is now two-way monster. Defense, shooting the lights out, playmaking, 3-level scorer, 3-point. He was 14 of 23 last night, 5 of 13 from the 3-point line, 3 or 4. And this is the thing about Grimes that I've been saying, I'm still going to say. If you can get this guy 15 shots a game. See, we got to, and they asked him about that. Why is it you only took one shot the other game? And he was like, I can't let my team do that. But you know what? If other people are shooting the ball, he can't get his shots. They have got to look for him. He has got to get 15 shots a game or more, because he is efficient. He's going to have some bad games, but overall, he's efficient. He's just an efficient ball player. He doesn't waste motion. He doesn't waste energy. He's very quick on that first step, catch and go, we mentioned before. He's a very good rebounder from the 2-guard spot. Last night he had 6 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals. That's Grimes, okay? You could get that on a regular if you're giving him his shots. So this is where Tibbs really has to come in, and I believe he will. This is where Jalen and Julius, everybody got to decide, listen, we got to get Grimes some touches. Even more so than RJ. Because Grimes is more efficient than RJ. He's just more of efficient. You give Grimes and RJ the same number of shots, you're going to get more production from Grimes. Grimes is already the better defender. He's already the better playmaker. See? And so to me, it shouldn't be going for Brunson, Randle, and RJ as your so-called big 3, which I don't really believe we have. It should be Grimes, Brunson, and Randle. That's what it should be, okay? And Grimes has got to get 15, 20 shots a game, okay? What am I saying? Well, I don't want to trade RJ. I'm just saying, and I don't want him coming off the bench. I'm saying he just needs to take a lesser role. He should not be the third option. Grimes should be the third option. That's all I'm saying. I know a lot of y'all are going to use this as far as saying, get rid of him. He does this and he stinks. I don't believe all that. I think RJ is going to be an all-star level player. He's just not as good as Grimes. That's no knock on RJ. Grimes is really good. Okay, period. He's just really good. You got something here. You got a guy that's an all-star, a 2-way player. He's only 22 years old. Okay, it's really rare. You don't get that all the time in the league. Okay, not at this stage. This kid is really the deal. So I'm feeling like if the Knicks can really, that's really a slight change they can actually make for this playoff. You can't make major changes in your team and rotation going into the playoffs after you played 82 games. But the slight change is make sure Quentin Grimes gets at least 15 shots per game. Make sure he gets a minimum amount of touches, at least 15 shots. He has to touch the ball. You got to put him in position where he can play make for you. And listen, it don't matter what team it is. It don't matter that it's the playoffs. Yes, they play better defense in the playoffs, but a guy with a game like this, that ain't gonna matter. he's going to be more dangerous. Okay? He's going to be the problem for the other team. Okay? That's what you want. That's what you want. Okay? Now, last night, because of the absence of Josh Hart from the bench and the absence of Obi Toppin from the bench was hurting. Like I said, I think this was the worst game I seen Deuce McBride play. They put too much. 11 minutes for Fournier was 11 minutes too much. And then, of course, they put Jericho in there, having hardly played, so he's out of sync. And then you got Hartenstein. He didn't have his best game, minus 18. I mean, he was trying, but they're playing out of sorts without the guys they used to playing with, okay? So they get back in rhythm, after the season. But I'm just very happy the way Obi, Grimes, and Quickly did their thing. Hart did what he does. Hart showed last night, which they mentioned, he's not a starter level player. He is a bench piece, but he's a really good bench piece. Last night, he was playing a little out of sync because he's just not a starter. Okay, he just really not. Grimes is a starter, Quickly is a starter. Hart really is not. This is Hart in his prime. His best situation is coming off the bench. He started last night. I mean, he was good, though. I mean, he plus 31, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Really good. Really good. But still, I feel like his best, most productive is coming off the bench with Mob Deep. He's another guy that makes it Mob Deep, see? But Obi is a starter. And, of course, Mitchell Robinson. 14 points. I mean, man. The boards. He really was. He was doing to he was doing to what's that dude name? Jason Smith and Brissett and Jackson. What used to be done to him when he was a rookie. He was just overwhelming these kids, man. And he at one point, Clyde said, "It's a man among boys." That's exactly what it looked like. Mitchell Robinson was, and 7 blocks. And we're going to get that MitchRob for the playoffs. Remember 2 years ago, we didn't have him. Okay? We didn't have him against Clint Capella. But let me tell you something. Clint Capella don't want to see MitchRob in this playoff. Don't want to. Okay? And yes, I respect the game and talent of Jarrett Allen. He's really, really good. He's been an all-star. He's a $100 million player. But I'll take MitchRob in that matchup. I'll take MitchRob every time. Okay? So, yeah, 47 wins. I thought minimum 45. We got 47 now. Tough game tomorrow night in New Orleans. New Orleans is playing for something. That's the thing. New Orleans right now is in the West. They are the 8th seed. Well, actually, they're tied for the 7th seed with the Lakers. Okay? And they're only a game ahead of Minnesota, who's the 9th seed. So everybody is trying to really want to get up in that play-in, or in this case, really, New Orleans is really one game from the 5th seed. Check that out. So the Clippers are the 5th seed tied with the Warriors, and then Pelicans and Lakers tied for the 7th seed, and there's one game separating 5 from 8. Okay, so they playing for something. Okay, and that's without Zion. They playing good too. Ingram and all of them, they playing good. So this Friday night is going to be on in New Orleans. And I like this because this gives that same crew, Obi, Quickly, Grimes, Hart, MitchRob, gives that same crew a nice test against starters in the NBA. See how we can do most, because we basically have 3 bench pieces starting for us right now. So let's see how they do against this crew right here. This is good exercise, good practice, good warm-up for the playoff. We're going to have that same 4-man Mob Deep, and we're going to be ready. And it's going to be a major difference maker come playoff time. Okay? So, big game tomorrow for New Orleans. That means it's a big game for us. New York plays well on the road. One of the best road teams in the NBA, the New York Knicks. They are 24-16 away. Okay, so this is a chance for Knicks to get 48 wins. I thought if they could do 2 and 3 down the stretch, finish with 48, man, that's optimal. We're already doing good getting over 45, so we're doing good for that. And yeah, it's also an exciting 6-7 with Brooklyn and Miami. That's going to go down to Sunday. It's going to go down to the last game of the season. There is basically a game and a half separating them. Brooklyn right now is in the 6th seed, but anything could happen. There's what, Brooklyn, they have 2 games left, and it's a game and a half separated. If Brooklyn lose both of those, Miami win both of those, Miami's the 6th seed. I think Brooklyn's going to hang on to it, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, man. And I think Miami plays Philly tonight. I think Miami plays Philly tonight. And if they play, I think, yeah, they play the Sixers tonight. So it depends on the Sixers. Is Sixers going to want to win the game, or are they going to rest everybody? I don't know. Because right now, everything, like I said for a couple weeks ago, the top 3 is set. Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly. It's just a question of the order, and it looks like it's going to be like that: Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly. And then you have Cleveland, which is all alone in the 4th seed. So Philly may not have nothing to play for, So they might rest their starters. Therefore, Miami might win this game because Miami has a lot to play for. Okay, trying to get out the play-in and get into the 6th seed. It's going to be exciting. But for the Knicks, New Orleans is next. We showed our 3 young Bucks, our 3 young Lions do what they do last night. I'm expecting that to continue. I was shaking in my boots a minute when Obi went down, when he clashed knees. Sometimes, that's very painful, but it's not damaging to the structure of your knee, But that's what I was afraid. So when I seen him put the sleeve on and come back out, I was like, okay, good. He's in good shape. And I didn't want Obi. We obviously don't want Obi hurt. But anyway, y'all enjoy your Thursday. Be safe out there. Sure.